tech though, you got to go through the 3 periods.
Like if you're rolling him, and like if this is his back right here, and it just goes like that, and then back over, is that pretty much a pin? Like if he goes right here,
can you have a roll through? No. You have to. You'll see it with a gut wrench. We haven't really talked about the gut wrench, but we're going to. Can you throw a gut?
Yeah.
Okay. Come out here. I want you to throw him.
Yeah.
Or roll him. The gut wrench, and I'll tell you the history behind a gut wrench, and probably this is as good a time as any. Any of you ever heard of Dave Schultz? Great United States wrestler. Superb. But he's the one that perfected the gut wrench. He didn't invent it, but he perfected it. And he was breaking ribs, and the Europeans didn't like broken ribs. Can't understand that, but the Europeans didn't like it, and so FILA, the International Organization for Wrestling, limited the gut wrench to just one scoring maneuver. You could only score it one time. Well, then now with the advent of the new rules, the gut wrench has gone back. It's swung back to where you can throw it as many times as you want to. All right, and this is a gut wrench. Lock him up, basically a tight waist, and you go ahead and roll it. Just like that. Now, I'm going to correct your technique slightly here. With the kids, we don't care if they roll shoulder to shoulder. A roll through doesn't cost you anything. But once you get to be, like you guys, cadets and juniors, 15 years old on up, if you roll shoulder to shoulder, it's supposed to cost you 2 points. So to properly execute a gut wrench, you're expected at your age to use a neck bridge, exactly, just like he did. Bridge on your way through. Now, you're going to get away with it sometimes. In fact, I would say probably most times. If you roll through on a gut wrench, the referee won't pin you unless you get, say, to a regional, national level. Then they may get picky, but even then, I would say more times than not, if you roll shoulder to shoulder, it won't cost you points unless you're in the open division, because the level of officiating also changes with the level of the competitors. All right, so here's a gut wrench. You can throw it as many times as you want. On the thing, you can score multiple times. Do it if you want to. You seem ready to go. 2, go again, see, go back the other way. 2, one more time, and we now have a 10, right? 2, 2, 2. Great job. All right, but now, let's say that he wants to, this time, when you roll it, hold it. And I'm answering somebody's question here, and that's, so just hold it. Once you get him there, instead of rolling him right on through, hold it just instantaneously and then follow on through. Okay, hold it right there and then go. Now, had he landed on his shoulders instead of head to head, that little hesitation, the length of time to say tombe, you can pin out of the gut wrench here.
Can you pin yourself there too? You just
no, you cannot pin yourself. Because he's taking the risk, and this is a positive scoring system. We're rewarding risk. We don't penalize poor technique. Okay?
That's good for me.
So you wouldn't pin yourself. However, if in him trying to roll that gut wrench, he stops him and holds him on his back. Now he's demonstrating technique. We're going to reward him by giving him the fall. And he'll lose in that case, okay? But it's still a positive scoring system, okay? We're rewarding his technique of being able to stop the gut and hold him on his back, okay? Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, here's what happens. What happens if we have he starts a gut and it just goes to pieces on him and he slips and bellies down? You start the gut, you start the gut. And now he tries to stop him. Put your hand over, put that hand over. And as he goes on, he can't do it, but he bellies out. You go on around behind him. All right? We're not going to penalize him for not completing the move, but we're not going to reward him for doing nothing. It's a slip. And we're going to let the wrestling continue. We won't bring him up, but we'll let the wrestling continue, but we won't reward it. See the difference there?
So you don't like
on a slip. So a slip, say a head and arm. Get up and throw a head and arm, and throw a head and arm and just slip in. Come off the head. Throw it, come off the head, down. Okay? That's a slip. We're not going to we're not going to reward this guy. You would in high school, right?
Yeah.
He'd get 2 points. But in this style, who took the risk? He took the risk. We reward risk, and we don't reward doing nothing.
So
And he did nothing.
if he got up, would he get an escape?
No. Well, yeah, he can. Yeah, now if he's down, wrestling continue.
So I
Yep.
don't get 2 points at all?
You don't get anything because you didn't do anything,
Alright.
right? You do something though, and I'll reward you.
So what
Okay,
if
you
you
see
do
that? So that's called a slip.
So if they were like on bottom and like hit a switch, then they get reversal points?
You bet. Good point. The question's making, is there a reversal? You bet. If you use a sit out, if you use a switch, anything that takes you from the bottom position to the top, anything that in folk style you would get rewarded the 2 points for a reversal, you'll get rewarded 1 point for a reversal here. Okay? So, yes, there are reversals. Are there escapes? Yes. There is one difference though. In this style of wrestling, go ahead and get out of here, you guys. Come from the bottom. You on top of me. I want him on the bottom.
Wait, is this free for Greco?
Doesn't matter. The point values are the same, whichever style you go to. Okay, can't use that. You know, we're down wrestling. You know, you're down on the mat, and we're in this control position. He now is the top wrestler. You guys are all used to that. He's the bottom wrestler, right? But if he comes from down on the mat, comes to his feet, come on up, go with me. Contest the lock, keep the lock in there, top man. Contest the lock, see what I mean right here? Breaks the lock, turns and faces, and attacks. I'm gonna put that and attack part, because technically, you'll hear some of the older guys talk about that. That's what you have to do to earn an escape in this style of wrestling. Okay? But it's not much different really, other than they've kind of tabulated it, put a series of steps you have to do. You have to come off from your feet. So if you're just, say a duck under, and go ahead, complete the duck under. Stay on your feet, You're not going down, you're a fighter. Stay up all the way, white shirt. Okay? Now what happens if he contests the lock, turns and faces? Are we going to give an escape there? In high school you would, but we won't here. Why? Because he missed the first criteria. He didn't come from off the mat.
So from there, I'm not going to this.
If you want to, you probably could. Go ahead.
And then so if like the top man just like let him up, he wouldn't get escape points?
No, no. You can cut him loose,
And he won't get any.
and he won't get any points. And he won't. Good question. Great question. Okay? All right? Did I answer things I was going to there? We talked about the gut wrench. Talked about the gut wrench. You can pin off from a gut. You can slip off from a gut. Okay, I can't think of anything else that we need to talk about there. Now know what a 1, 3, and 5 point is. You know the escape. You know the reversal. We know the soups, the saltos. You have to follow him in Greco. Okay. So now what we're going to do now is show you some other things. This is a coaching point. You're going to get sailed. So get him in a suplex position. Turn around, face the camera.
Move your butt, come on.
Listen, I'm going to save you now.
Oh, thanks.
So you're going to come out ahead. He's getting stand up straight. All right, because you're getting ready to sail him. I want you to put your legs on the outside and hook him. Hold him up. You hold him up. Okay, right there. That's illegal. And Greco, that's legs. All right, immediately the referee's going to blow the whistle. Come on down, let him down now. All right? Now, this guy is red, this guy's blue. Blue now is going to get a caution for illegal use of legs. It kept him from scoring, so we're going to penalize it 2 points. Well, that seems pretty harsh, doesn't it? But consider the alternative, guys. Now, this is a coaching point. You know, this is a coaching, not a refereeing point. What was the alternative? He was going to be sailed, and what was it going to cost him? 5 points. And if he didn't get hurt, he'd still be able to wrestle, right? But so now he may have lost the battle because he gave up 2 points,